Hello everyone, I'm Raven from Raven Comics, and in today's video, we will continue with the Finish Line saga, where the goal is to end the rivalry between Flash and Reverse Flash once and for all. We begin with Barry Allen, who is trying to figure out exactly what happened. The attack on Central City by his enemies lasted exactly 5 minutes and 13 seconds. If you separate the numbers, you get 5 and 13, which corresponds to May 13th, Barry's birthday. Reverse Flash is reminding him that these attacks were not directed at Flash, but at Barry Allen. 5 of his greatest enemies, Turtle, Grodd, Captain Cold, Glider, and Trickster, all attacked Central City at the same time, but they managed to disappear before Barry could find them. Fortunately, no one lost their life. Flash bought pizza for everyone at the Flash Museum, but this is nothing more than an empty gesture. The pizza is good, but it won't erase the trauma for those who were under attack. They don't say it, but you can see it in their eyes. They're all asking the same question. Where was Flash when they needed him? He did nothing to stop them because he wanted to save his family first. Without a doubt, that's exactly what Thawne wanted. Now, Central City has paid the price for Flash's decision. This lab had always been a target. Barry thought it would be protected by the police force surrounding it. No one expected his lab to be attacked. This place always helped him separate Barry Allen from Flash, and now it's gone. No matter what happened in his life as Flash, this place was his refuge. His entire life changed here. More than that, it was where he sought evidence to ensure people got justice. Iris tells him not to worry, he can rebuild it when he's ready. Barry tells her that it's not that simple. If he were to rebuild it now, it would be selfish of him to restore his lab instead of helping the rest of the city. Thawne is still out there, playing with Barry, making him doubt himself with all these difficult decisions. He has to find him as soon as possible. To catch him, he'll have to think like Thawne, like a monster. Without a doubt, that's the only way he'll be able to find out where his enemies are. Meanwhile, we see Captain Cold, who has a bad feeling about all of this. First of all, he's not a fan of time travel. Second, he doesn't understand why they have to hide beneath the streets of Central City after an attack of this scale. Right now, they should be leaving the city. Gorilla Grodd tells him that he has no intention of escaping. He has the right to destroy Flash and steal his speed. If this is what it takes to achieve that, then so be it. He doesn't care about teaming up with humans to get it done. Turtle tells him that he won't be able to wield Flash's speed. Grodd gets angry and warns him to be careful. Otherwise, he'll crack his shell open and eat his brain. Maybe not today, but one day, Turtle will have to kneel before him. Even his power will belong to Gorilla. Captain Cold tries to cool down the conversation. Grodd tells him that he hates the rogues. He always has, and he always will. Now that he thinks about it, he'll speak with Reverse Flash and tell him they don't need the rogues. Glider is ready for a fight. The rogues versus a giant talking gorilla. It'll be interesting. Now it's Trickster's turn to speak. He feels deceived by Reverse Flash for keeping them hidden in the shadows. He brought them from another time to attack Central City, but what comes next? They should be out there having fun. They shouldn't be taking orders from a Flash wannabe. Besides, he doesn't even know what his real plan is. Suddenly, Thawne appears behind Trickster. His plan is about to begin. They just need to wait. Patience is a virtue. No one needs to worry. Good things will come if they do exactly as he says. Captain Cold agrees, saying that for now, Reverse Flash is their boss. But what will they do if Flash finds them? Eobard tells them that, of course, Flash will find them. The question isn't if, it's when. And there's one thing they must not forget. Thawne has a secret weapon. Meanwhile, we see Avery, who asks Flash why they're hiding again. She thought they were going to work together. Barry tells her that they're not really hiding, but it's dangerous to underestimate Thawne, which is exactly why Barry has a plan. He's thinking like Thawne now, and he knows their next target. They need to get them out of Central City as soon as possible. Thawne must have gathered his new Legion of Zoom for something bigger than just attacking the city. Now that Wally observes them closely, he realizes that Glider and Captain Cold aren't even wearing their old costumes anymore. Flash thanks him for the observation. Eobard must have brought them from different periods in the past. Once the Flash family leaves, Barry starts thinking. Before all of this started, he was investigating a case similar to his mother's murder, one that also involved Thawne. But then the attack happened. This can't be a coincidence. There are many ways Reverse Flash can hurt Barry. One of them is through his father. Henry receives a call from his son. To be honest, he finds it strange. Barry has never called him before. Barry asks if he saw what happened in Central City. Henry says he's aware of it, so he decided to go to a safe house. He saw the news and knows his son is busy, but he wants to tell him that he's proud of him. He must never forget that his family loves him, and he can't let anyone use that against him. His father will be fine. Barry says goodbye, but not before telling him that he loves him. That's exactly the problem. His father doesn't understand that no matter where he goes, everything is a trap. But now that he knows his father is safe, it's time to return to his childhood home. He has come to this place many times. He ran to the past to remove Thawne from the timeline after he killed his mother, but that was exactly what the Reverse Flash wanted. It was what set him free again. The Legion of Zoom is not here. Thawne's speed comes from the negative Speed Force, but something feels strange here, something different. Flash is shocked when he sees them. These are his children from the future, the Tornado Twins. They have never seen their father in that suit before, except in old holovideos. Barry is immediately attacked by his children. Flash begs them to listen. They need to know that he is sorry. He saw what happened in that future and apologizes. Dawn tells her brothers that their father does remember them. That's sweet. In the future, he told their mother that the month he spent in the 30th century with her was one of the most hopeful and happiest times of his life. But then Flash left to save the multiverse. And when their supposedly dead father came back to life, he didn't visit them. Barry didn't care about how his children were doing. All this time, it was Uncle Eobard who cared for them and defended them. He saved their lives and showed them how a true Flash should act. Barry doesn't know what Thawne told them, but they don't have to fight. Barry can help them. His children refuse his help. After all, help is already here. Suddenly, Gorilla Grodd appears and delivers a powerful blow to Barry. Flash is surrounded by the Legion of Zoom. There is nowhere left to run. Dawn is the next to attack. Barry should have been there for them. Trickster follows, seemingly dealing with his own father issues. After all, Thawne was right about Flash. Turtle is next, ready to steal Barry's speed, savoring it like fine wine. The twins stop Turtle before he can finish him off. They need Flash alive. And by the way, now that they've captured him, he shouldn't even think about vibrating. If he does, his children will use his speed to hold him in place. Professor Zoom has also arrived. He tells Barry that now he can see the finish line ahead of them. A lifetime ago, he traveled back from the 25th century and tried to be Flash. He wore Barry's face, ran in his shoes. Even when he was dead, his presence was still felt. It was impossible to replace the legend of a dead man. No matter what the Reverse Flash did, he could never truly become Barry Allen. It's time to change that. Suddenly, the Reverse Flash begins to vibrate at an incredible speed. The right vibration frequency can do incredible things. Flash has to brace himself, because this is going to hurt. The Reverse Flash begins to take over Barry's body, causing him unbearable pain. Even his enemies can't bear to watch. The Tornado Twins ask the Reverse Flash if he's okay. Thawne tells them that he is no longer Reverse. They should simply call him Flash. Captain Cold doesn't understand any of this. This wasn't the deal they agreed to. Thawne told them they would stop Flash, not that he would become Flash. What kind of circus trick is this? Gorilla Grodd agrees. Thawne had promised them knowledge of the future. Thawne tells them they will get that and more. For now, they just need to wait. Thawne speeds off. He has a family to take care of. Meanwhile, in an unknown place, Barry wonders where he is. This isn't the Speed Force. His speed is gone, and he can't run. Suddenly, he is hit twice, incredibly fast. Someone tells him that he has a lot of questions to answer. But before that, he needs to run. Max Mercury and Jesse Quick tell him to run. Elsewhere, we see the new Barry Allen. This is the life Eobard Thawne always wanted. After all, he always wanted to be Flash, to be a hero. He is loved and adored by Central City and the world. Now he will do all the things Barry Allen never did. He will be what Flash was always meant to be. Meanwhile, in New Mexico, we find the Titans. Bart tells his teammates they should see the VR games they have in the 30th century. Suddenly, something strange happens. His video game freezes, and so do his teammates. Flash is here and tells Bart that it's because his friends can't keep up with them. Later, we see them in the middle of a forest. Bart can't believe Flash is here. He has tried to find him, but alternate realities are such a pain. Flash tells him that, in the end, time and space couldn't keep them apart. Now they can make up for lost time. Bart just has to come with his grandfather. Bart isn't sure. Maybe he should tell his friends first. Flash tells him not to worry. They won't even notice he's gone. The race begins, and all we see are the sinister eyes of the new Flash. Meanwhile, we return to the rail Barry Allen. He feels like he knows these speedsters. Jesse tells him they have been trapped here for years. Barry feels sorry for them, but Jesse tells him he must endure. He can't allow himself to be lost again. Barry is fading away little by little, but he has had enough. He has already paid for everything he did in Flashpoint. He shouldn't feel guilty anymore. He should have realized that by now. Barry listens and agrees. With all his strength, he forces his way back. Jesse tells him that's the spirit. It's good to see him again. His guilt made them seem like nightmares. But now Barry remembers, they are Max Mercury, the Zen master of speed, and Jessie Quick, who saw speed as science, just like her father. Jessie tells Barry that her father died before Flashpoint, but she can still feel his presence around her. What she really wants to know is how Barry found them. Barry tells her he wasn't actually looking for them. Thawne used his vibration frequency to take over his body. Max recalls that Eobard always wanted to be just like Barry. Maybe he finally found a way to do it literally. Barry explains everything. Thawne gathered his greatest enemies to destroy his life and used them to trap him in this place, which seems to be the Speed Force, along with them. Max tells Barry that they are not necessarily in the Speed Force. The Speed Force doesn't just connect them on a physical or mental level, but on the deepest one. Wally went through something very similar right after they met. Wally was lost and needed to find his way back home. Now, Max asks Barry if he has ever used the Speed Force within his mind. Barry says yes, it's the fast thinking. Well, he can also use it here. He can use that ability to enter the Speed Force. He must feel beyond the limits of his mind. Barry will try his best. As he does, he manages to see how Thawne is using his body and running alongside Bart Allen, whom he had also forgotten before. Jesse tells him that many people were forgotten. If Bart is with Thawne, then they need to help Barry regain control of his body soon. Now that they are three, they might be able to help him take back his body. To accomplish this, Max will teach him everything he knows about the Speed Force as quickly as possible since they don't really know what Eobard is planning. Meanwhile, we go to Glider. They may be from the past, but the future still has terrible security. The citizens don't understand what's happening. Captain Cold and Glider were supposed to have left the city after Barry gave them the beating of their lives. Also, Trickster was supposed to be locked up in the new Iron Heights prison. They must report this immediately so the police can come for them. Trickster interrupts them. He won't let them do that. Besides, this is much more fun than waiting for the Reverse Flash to give them orders. They can run a few scams while their boss is away. Suddenly, the new Flash arrives at the crime scene and asks Bart if he can help him with these criminals. Seeing this, Captain Cold tells his sister that they have to leave. She hesitates, but with Thawne, you never know. Suddenly, Reverse Flash begins to suffer. Barry is trying to take back his body but fails. Trickster tries to take advantage of Flash's momentary distraction and attacks him from behind. Thawne uses his speed to stop the bomb Trickster threw at him without any problems, then throws it back at Trickster, making it explode in his face. Once Flash captures him, he says that James Jesse thought he was very smart and could fool everyone, but they all know who the real fool is. He will take him to Iron Heights. Bart is completely shocked by what he sees. They should take Trickster to a hospital first. Flash asks if he really feels bad for a rogue. That's not very heroic. Does he really think this is justice? Maybe Flash was wrong about Bart. He's not Flash family material. What exactly is his plan? He went back to being Impulse after being Kid Flash, but what's next? Thawne won't allow Bart to become the Flash again. They both know what happened last time, and they don't deserve to have it happen again. Maybe Bart should go back to playing with his friends and disappear for a few more years. For now, Barry will be the only Flash in this place. Thawne leaves, and Bart starts crying after hearing the words of the man he believes is his grandfather. Meanwhile, Grodd asks where Thawne is. He simply ran off with the real Flash's body and left them waiting again. Flash's children ask him to be patient. Uncle Thawne always knows what to do. Suddenly, Glider and Captain Cold arrive. It was a mistake to leave. Thawne is playing the role of Flash too well. Surprisingly, Thawne arrives at the scene, visibly angry. He had told them to stay put. Grodd tells him he has no right to bark orders at them. He has a lot to answer for, starting with explaining why possessing Flash's body will help them in any way. Thawne tells them that Barry is fighting him for control. His possession of the body is not completely stable yet. While he works to complete it, the Legion of Zoom must retrieve some items he needs to anchor himself to Flash's body permanently. To get them, they must go to specific locations and collect them. If his team does that, he will give them the keys to their future. As Thawne leaves, we only see Trickster smiling on the ground. Meanwhile, we go to Blue Valley, Nebraska. This is the West family's hideout. Iris's mother used to bring them here when her father was going through one of those rough times. This place still belongs to her, but she doesn't usually come here. There are too many bad memories. Outside the house, Wally tells Avery that they can't just stay in this place and do nothing. Avery knows that, but Barry asked them to stay here and protect Iris. They must keep her safe from Thawne. If anything bad happens, they will be the last line of defense. Suddenly, Flash appears before them. He is proud of what they have done. Wally doesn't understand. He thought the plan was to stay out of sight for a few days. Iris comes out of the house and asks Flash how he found them. Flash removes his mask and says that he always knows how to find her. After all, Iris is his lightning rod. Besides, he has already taken care of Thawne. As for the Legion of Zoom, he just needs his family to help him stop them. He knows where they are headed. Before he can do anything, Bart arrives and delivers a hard kick to Flash's face. Bart knows this isn't Barry Allen. He isn't cruel. As he lands blow after blow, he tells him that Barry might be quiet, distant, or even weird, but he is never cruel. Therefore, this man is not his grandfather. After that series of hits, Bart sends him flying with a whirlwind created by one of his arms. Wally doesn't understand what's happening since neither of them knows each other at this point in time. They both claim to be Kid Flash. Well, Bart now goes by Impulse. Avery feels that, after everything that just happened, the name Impulse suits him well. In the distance, Thawne is recovering from the attacks. He should have killed Bart when he had the chance. Back with Wally, he asks Bart why they should trust him. For Iris, it's simple. After all, they're family. Bart regrets not visiting Iris sooner. He had been working with Young Justice, and he's sorry. But he was afraid of seeing how different this world is now. He worried that his grandmother wouldn't recognize him. Iris hugs him. Of course, she remembers him. There's no way she could forget her grandson. Seeing this, Wally is confused. Bart asks where the original Wally is. He can help them defeat Thawne. Eobard recovers and runs up to them. Soon, they will reunite with Wally if that's what they want. The Flash family was always more of Wally's thing. Thawne is glad he doesn't have to worry about him anymore. But maybe that's what the old Barry never figured out, that he doesn't really need a family. They only slow him down. Maybe the best version of Flash is one where he has no family. One where he runs alone. Maybe that's the best Flash. Iris tries to protect her family. Everyone here already knows that he is not Barry Allen. Eobard has already tried this before with Wally, as well as on Iris's wedding day. Thawne asks if she is trying to give him a history lesson. She doesn't need to. After all, he already knows all their futures. But maybe he should speed up her death right now. After all, he has always enjoyed helping people die before their time. Suddenly, someone new arrives. This is the original Flash, Jay Garrick, who, with all due respect, asks Thawne to step away from those kids. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.